What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Space Engineers. It's been a while since I put out a video. I think it's been about a week. I haven't gotten anything done. Yeah, real life kind of gets in the way a lot, especially when you're trying to get shit done. But anyways, so last episode we were able to get the tunneling done. We are done with the inchworm for right now. At some point we will be finishing the elevator. Hopefully finishing the elevator, but that won't be for a little while. It kind of sucks, but it's kind of good because I'm not ready to try to break the game yet. There's still a whole lot that we need to do. Today, what we're going to be doing is I want to build an automated refinery system. That way we can go ahead and produce all of the components and everything that we need automatically, and I can go off and do other things. It's really important to automate as much as you can when you're playing single player, when you're playing by yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to set up the system and see how it works out. Here we go. A long road down the tunnel. So I have been working a little bit on my own. I have had some time off to do things on my own, and mostly I've just been getting things set up, trying to figure out how I want everything to look. And so far, this is what I come up with. So what we decided to do is, a lot of people were saying they wanted me to go ahead and build the train. So that's what we're going to do at some point. We're going to go ahead and build a train that goes all the way to the entrance. I've never done that before, so that might be an eventful episode. I think I know how I can get it to work. I'm just not 100% sure. So what I've been thinking is, if we have kind of a train depot, what I could do is I could build stairs going down, kind of like a subway system, kind of. Stairs that will go down to this level right here. As you can see, I haven't put any blocks or anything because I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. But this is what I've been doing on my own. I've just been making sure that the conveyor system was set up. It's not really a system quite yet, but it will be. And of course we do have our little pillar that goes all the way up, but I can get rid of that now because another thing I did on my own was I put conveyors on the other side of these blocks that go all the way up on all four sides. I think a couple of them aren't connected yet. Maybe they are. But yeah, here's the conveyor system that goes all the way up to... Please say I got it all the way up to the surface. The surface is way up there. It takes a minute to get up there. It's 1 kilometer. I might as well also take you guys on the other side and show you what I've done with that as well. Let's go ahead and make a hole real quick. But yeah, I did get all the conveyor systems set up. They're all up here. Awesome. I was kind of hoping. I haven't worked on that in a while, so I couldn't remember if I did or not. So this is the hole on the surface. To be honest, I'm not really liking it. I'm gonna have to come up with something that looks a little bit better. I mean, it's okay. We are gonna be adding to it. There's gonna be landing pads and stuff like that. And I was thinking somewhere on this side, about down here, we'll have an office center. I don't know. Control center or something. But it will actually have glass that will come out here. It'll have that view right there, which is kind of cool. And there will be a passageway that leads all the way back to where the elevator is going to be. So there's a few things that I did change. I had some ideas in my head, but I had better ones, well, ones that I thought were better, so I decided to go ahead and just change them. Now I have to figure out where the hell I'm going to put the elevator. But what I could do was, I was thinking about having this tunnel go all the way up so you can see the tunnel, but then I started looking at the block count. Do I have an access point? No, I'm going to have to go to... Here we go. So we go to info. Right here is the block count. 25,190 blocks. That's a lot of blocks, man. Non-armor blocks, we only have 4,568. That's the conveyors and all that. PCU, I have no idea what that is. Conveyors, we have 4,277. Oh, because I have merge blocks and connectors and a bunch of other stuff connected. That's right. Refinery, batteries. And then down here, triangles is 20 million. This whole thing that I've built so far has 20 million triangles. No wonder I'm starting to get some lag. Just a little bit. Physical shapes. 11,848. Which isn't that bad, but as you can see, there is a limit to what I can have. So we still have a little ways to go. We still have a lot of building that we can do. We will have space for it. So we should be able to get this facility done by the time we start working on the elevator. So what I want to do, as you can see down here, we do have a little bit of yellow. This is so I can mark out the automated system. I was kind of trying to figure out how to fit it in this spot, and this is what I came up with. So what I want to do is, first thing we're going to need is a refinery. I need to figure out where the access points are going to be. So when it comes to space engineers, there's 10 different ores. Well, I guess you could count ice. Ice is considered an ore, but we're talking about the stuff that can be made into components. There are 10 of them. So let's go ahead and put the first refinery. I think I'm putting it right here. So what we have is cobalt, gold, iron, magnesium, nickel. Alright, now what I need is a gap of 3 blocks. 1, 2. I don't think I made this big enough. 1, 2. No, I don't think I made it big enough. Oh, that's because I have those ones in the wrong spot. So we're actually going to come out to... Yeah, I didn't make them big enough. I screwed up somewhere. The hole's not going to be big enough. I think I could actually bring it out one more. Yeah, because I have a gap here of 2. So we should be okay. We should be alright. So the refinery is going to actually go right here. Alright, so we said we have cobalt, gold, magnesium, nickel, and platinum. Then we have... I know I missed one. Cobalt, gold, iron, magnesium, nickel. That's platinum. Then... silicon, silicon, whatever. Then we have silver, then we have stone, and then we have uranium. So 10 refineries for each of the ores. Now, a couple things. One, we could add more if we wanted to. I have enough room. I could dig out this entire mountain and add 100 refineries if I wanted to. But right now, what I'm just trying to do is to make this look decent. Of course, the extra stuff I can hide. This is the stuff that's going to be visible, so I want to try to make it look good. And then at some other point, if it doesn't work out, we can go ahead and just build more refineries somewhere. I mean, we have this wall right here. We could go ahead and dig back and add more if we wanted to. Another thing I'm going to have to figure out is... storage. We also have all that stone that's back at the entrance, which I have to build a storage system somewhere in here for the ores, the ingots, and the components. Then I need to set up sorting systems, because what I need is I need the ores to go into the cargo containers, and I need the components to be able to feed throughout the entire system. It's not only going to be components, but it's also going to be hydrogen and oxygen. So I need to be very careful from now on where I put my sorters. It's absolutely imperative. Alright, so let's go ahead and now we'll put these guys down. 3, 4, and 5. So one thing I'm definitely going to want is I want each one of these refineries to process its own ore. I don't want them to mix up. I want to be able to come to one refinery, say, for some reason my system isn't getting, well, we'll say cobalt. For some reason my assemblers aren't getting cobalt ingots. So what I could do is I could come to refinery and make sure that is actually working. And then we could also check the sorters and everything else. So I need to make sure that I get everything named. So the only way to separate these refineries, if I just want one pipeline feeding them, is with sorters. So what we're going to do I have sorter? Yeah, I do. We're going to have one sorter, interior plates, of course. I think I do have some. Do I have some on you? Let's see. Please say I have some. Yes, I do. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and put this back down so I could go ahead and let the batteries charge. Or stay charged. I think they're all charged now. They should be. I have... Yeah, as you guys can see, I did kind of change the orientation of, or how I built these two ships, the grinder and the welder, from last episode. I decided to go ahead and get rid of the rudders. I mean, all it was an experiment anyways, and this just makes it a little bit easier. But anyways, now that we have some interior plates, which I'm going to have to set my refinery back at our temp station to make some of that, because I think I'm probably going to run out at some point. Alright, so one sorter for each refinery. So let's go ahead and turn this one, that one, that one, and this one. Alright, now that we got the sorters, we need a way of connecting them, so we're going to go ahead and do Conveyor Junction in between each of these sorters. And then just a regular conveyor. Alright, so here's what I want. We have the conveyor system, which is gonna... I don't think I connected this yet, did I? No, I did not. I'm gonna have to do that at some point. But what I want is, I want the ore to come back from this conveyor system right here, which will be connected to the rest of the station. The whole station will be on the same system. But all I want going through this is ore. That's it. That's all that's going to be going through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add another sorter to make sure that ingots, components, anything else does not sneak into that system. It might be redundant, but it'll keep it safe. It'll make sure that I don't screw anything up. And for right now, I think that's about it. We need to go ahead and get this stuff welded. Then at some point when I'm done with that, we'll also set up conveyors, which will bring the ingots into that conveyor. So this one will be ingots. And what that'll do is it will pipe out to storage containers somewhere. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with those yet. At some point I will. We'll figure it out. But it might take me a little bit of time. One thing I do need to switch out. Hold on. Because we still have more conveyors to set. What I'm going to need is a conveyor junction right here. Actually, you know what? I don't even need... This is what happens when I'm sitting here talking while I'm thinking. I get distracted. Alright, there we go. We got a conveyor junction. So what we're going to need is... I need to pull the ingots out of the refineries to put back into the system. Now the way I could do that is I could connect all these refineries together with conveyors. But as I said, I don't want to mix up the ores. I want each refinery to have its own. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to separate each refinery anywhere that we connect a conveyor. So we're going to have to put conveyor sorters on each one of these. And I also have to do it on the other side as well. Because the way conveyor systems in this game work, let me go ahead and place these other two, is if I just put this, say this was a junction and I just put a conveyor right here, that would mean these refineries would now be connected and the ores could pass through them from one to the other. If I have the sorter, then they won't be able to do that. So let me go ahead and put down the junctions here. Oh, shit. Okay. I need to slow down. I'm going to end up killing myself. I've done that so many times. And then we'll go ahead and put an elbow right here. Alright, it's starting to get a little bit tight in here. I'm going to have a little bit of trouble with the welding ship. Alright, now that we have that, let's go ahead and bring the conveyors over to the middle. So 7. So a lot of people are going to say that, well, there's a couple things a lot of people are going to say. One, they're going to say there's still a lot of open space here. Well, that's because I'm trying not to make it cluttered. Usually the things that I build are very compact. They're cluttered. Every space has a use. So I'm trying to like step away from that a little bit. Also, we have some space over here where we could also put the assemblers. So this is going to be the entire fabrication system. So what we need to do now is I need to weld this stuff. So let's go ahead and turn on the welders. I do have the modded welders on this thing. It's going to really help for those tight corners right there. I should have most of the components that we're going to need, but we're going to run out of steel plates. I already know that's going to happen. Because if I remember correctly, each of these refineries do take about 1,400 steel plates, I think. Let me go ahead and turn off the welders so I can get out. And we'll check it out just to see how much they take. So, steel plates, 1,100, so it's 1,200. 1,100 at the bottom and then 100 at the top. So altogether 1,200. I was wrong. I said 14. Oh, and another thing. If we go ahead and press G and I go to the block tools, those welders are not showing up here. So that's why I have to turn them on and I have to leave them on. Oh, shit. Damn it. Yeah, the thrusters on the rear might be just a little too much. I have 4 atmospheric thrusters and they're definitely too much, I think. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm going to have to weld this one up, probably. Yep. I kind of thought that this would actually weld it up, but I guess not. Alright, anyway, so I have to weld all this stuff up. What I'm waiting on is if we go back to the temp station, I'll show you real quick. I have everything that I'm going to need for that system fabricating. So I already had a bunch of components, but I went ahead and fabricated anything anyways. So let's go to production. It looks like... Did I run out of iron? Yes, I did. Well, shit. That's alright. We got some iron around here somewhere. I got a ton of it somewhere. I just have to figure out where that is. And I think we're out of steel plates, so that might be an issue. So let me go ahead. I need to get the drill, go grab some iron. I'll probably grab a ton of iron. And I'll try to get all this stuff welded up so we can go ahead and get to the next step. I also need to go ahead and repair that. I might have to get rid of 2 of the thrusters. It's way too powerful. But yeah, let me go ahead and get all that stuff done, and then we'll start working on the rest of it. You know, I kind of hate episodes like this where I have to stop and go do some mining for a couple hours. I actually needed to go ahead. I grabbed about 300,000 iron ore, so it's going to take a while to process, and then it's going to take a while for all the components that I'm going to need. We're going to try to get as much of the process done as possible, get everything welded up. I might have to cut again, waiting on resources, but it'll be alright. We'll get it done. So now that we have the refineries, those are good to go. I would like to connect them to the system, but before that I need to get the sorter set up. Right now we really don't have any other ores coming into the station. The only ore that we have coming into the station right now is stone. So for the time being, until we actually do get up into space and get other ores to bring back down, I could just go ahead and use all 10 refineries for just stone. So I don't have to set up the sorters right now. I think I could just leave them as is, but we can go ahead, just to make sure nothing else passes through. We'll set this one up for ore. So we'll go ahead and call this one sorter ore. Alright, so I don't need to drain it. All we need to do is allow that to pass through. So we'll go down to ore, add, and there we go. Now, it should only allow stone to pass through the system. But the reason it's not passing yet is we don't have that conveyor connected to anything. So that's what we need to do next. I need to also set this one to ingots. So we'll call that one sorter ingot. That one I could go ahead and put on drain all, whitelist, and ingot. Alright, so next thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and get the conveyor system set up. The way I have it set up right now is from the entrance where all the stone is connected to those cargo, or set in those cargo containers. The conveyors go all the way through those pylons there, that pylon there, and the one up top. So what I have is, I think the conveyor system comes through this arch, which then, let's get on the other side, see if I can actually see it. Yeah, it goes through, does it go through the arch? Maybe it doesn't go through the arch. Where does it go? I forgot what I did. I could have sworn I had it going through that arch. Maybe not. Well. But I do have it going through here. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and connect the conveyor system up to the 3 separate pylons. So what I'm just going to do is, in this arch right here, I'm just going to have conveyors that go down. That should be easy enough. And that should work out. So all we need to do now, since this conveyor is connected, all we need to do is... Oh, it does go to that one. Okay. Just connect these two up. Alright, that's easy enough. So... And then we need to weld them up. I don't think I'm going to have the components right now. I might have the interior plates. I don't think I'll have anything else though. That's what sucks. Oh shit.
Health critical.
The welders are not on. Why? Okay, weird stuff. Alright, let's go to the cargo container. Where is the cargo container? Large cargo container is fully empty? What? Yeah, something weird is going on. Because I did turn off that welder. Now the ship is showing that it doesn't have any components. It did have components in it that I did not even use. But let's go ahead and go into K. Let me check the welders. Yeah, they're still on. Alright. But you can see that they're not red. Let me see, now they're off. And they're showing on. What? Hold on. What the hell is going on? Alright, that one's off, and that one's on. Okay, my welders are getting confused. Alright, now they're both off. We're good. Alright, but anyways, that conveyor system, I'll go ahead and get connected up. Now we need to work on the assemblers, which is very, very simple. All we have to do is, we'll go to our conveyor systems. Come on, Control 2. There we go. And all we're going to do is conveyor junction here, conveyor junction there, and we need the assembler. I also need to make sure the access points are connected. So when it comes to the assembler, it has 4 access points. So it has one right there on, well, we'll call that the front. It has one on the back. It has one on the top, which is right there. And then it has one on the bottom. So it doesn't matter just as long as it is connected. And then we'll go ahead and put another 2 on this side. And then what I'll do is, now the conveyor opening for that assembler is right here on top. Then we have the one for this assembler, which will be on the bottom. And then we also have the ones on the side, which will connect all these assemblers together, just like that. So all these assemblers should be connected. So right now that is, let's count them, see how many that is. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 14. Then I could go ahead and put another 14 on this side. And that will be 28 assemblers. But I could add even more if I wanted to. Let's go ahead and put that there. You there. And now put the rest. So if I wanted to add even more assemblers, I could add 5 more. See, I don't want it going over the level of the refineries. I want everything to be kind of level, kind of organized a little bit. So what I could do is, just as long as I have the access points connected to each other, I could go ahead and put another 5 going this way. And then that's 10 more. So altogether, 38 assemblers. And now that we have the access point on the top, I can just go ahead and connect. I only have to connect one assembler to that access point right there. But then I have to figure out how I'm going to set up the sorters. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just have to get the sorters figured out. So the ore will come in through that pylon right there. Through this conveyor system, it'll be sorted out. Each ore will be sorted out to its own refinery. Then when they are turned into ingots, these sorters will pull them out into this conveyor system, which I will have connected to cargo containers somewhere. So we're going to need a ton of cargo containers. If we look at how much stone we have, I would like to make as many cargo containers as I need for all the stone that I have out here. Because if we are able to finish that space elevator, we're going to have a ton of ore. I mean a ton. Because we're going to have a mega miner, which is going to get 1,000,000 of each ore in minutes. It's going to be, we're going to have more ore than we know what to do with. So it would be nice to have a lot of storage. This might be a little bit overkill, but I would like to get rid of all that stone so I can go ahead and grind all this down so we could go ahead and start on the entrance. Also, another thing that I've been thinking of is I want to kind of make this entrance seem a little industrial. I mean, it looks kind of cool the way it is, but I want to actually just build blocks to change the way the side of the cliff looks. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. That's something I'm going to have to figure out. But yeah, not only do we need those amount of cargo containers for the ores, once the ores are turned into ingots, we're not going to need as much for the ingots because a lot of the ore is going to be used to make the ingots. So we're not going to have as much ingots as we have ore, but it's still going to be a lot. So I really don't need this many cargo containers for the ingots. And when it comes to the components, it would be nice if I could have a lot as well. So what I think I'll do, let's see how much this is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, which is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Okay. It's 98. I don't know. My math sucks. I really suck at math, especially when I'm trying to do it in my head. I don't think I'm going to need that many cargo containers. I think half. So what I'll do is I'll do a block, a 4x4x4 of each material. So a 4x4x4 of ore, another one of ingots, and then another one of components, which I could put anywhere. I could hide those. They'll look like shit. It would be a lot of cargo containers. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide those behind the walls in here if I ever get to the other side. There we go. So I don't know. I left this open because I might add more in there. Kind of like another control room, like a secondary control room. Because what I'm going to have upstairs is or up top, I guess that will be a reception area so customers can come and check out the facility and check out the stuff that we make, you know. I don't know. This is going to be a civilian outpost, I guess. A research center. I don't know yet. We'll have to figure that all out. But yeah, I have a little bit of work to do on my own. Hopefully by next episode, I'll have this all set up and ready to go. I'll go ahead and get the containers on my own as well because really you guys don't need to know where those are going to go. They can go anywhere. I am going to have to dig out the hole though. Yep, I'm going to have to do a little bit of digging. That's going to take quite some time. But I think next episode what we're going ahead and get into is trying to figure out the train. Now the train I think is going to take a few episodes because I have no idea how I'm going to build it, and there's going to be a couple different parts to the train. So that's something that might take a little bit of time. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see as that comes along. But yeah, we'll worry about that in the next episode. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.